Okay, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing today. Today I am doing the assault on Pikes Peak. This is the second time they've had this event, second year. It is a climb from Manitou Springs, Colorado up to the summit of Pikes Peak. The average grade is something like 6.7% over a course of 24.5 miles. We're going to be ascending 8,000 feet from an elevation of about 6,000 to 14,000 feet above sea level in a course of 24.5 miles. I've never done anything like this. I'm not sure I can do it. But today's the day. I've been prepping for this. I'm going to give it a shot. I want to show you something about my bike. This is my Trek Madone. It's a 5.2. It's got Kaiserium wheels, Mavic Kaiserium SL wheels. It has an Ultegra group set, but stock off the shelf, it really wasn't suited to make this climb. You really need low gearing to make this climb. So after researching this, the guys at Melojani, specifically Kyle, Hunter, and Monge, came up with a mountain bike gearing retrofit that will enable me to hopefully climb up some of these hills. I'm going to zoom in on a bit of this and show you what I'm talking about. The cassette is no ordinary road bike cassette. It is a 10-speed 1136 mountain bike cassette, which obviously is very large. In fact, my 36 tooth cog is actually bigger than the front chainring I'll be using today, and that's to help me have a granny gear that'll get me up some steep grades over long distances. It was kind of funny though that as a part of putting that cassette on the bike, we had to do some other things. The chain wouldn't be long enough now that the cog was so big. We had to put a longer chain on it, and we had to put a longer derailleur on it. As you can see, we put a long cage mountain bike derailleur on it. And what's odd about that is that we couldn't put a 10-speed derailleur because it has a different pull ratio than the Ultegra shifters on a road bike. So we actually had to use a 9-speed mountain bike derailleur with a 10-speed cassette and a 10-speed shifter by Ultegra, Shimano Ultegra. But all 10 speeds do work. I doubt if I'll need more than 3 of them today, being the 36, the 32, and the 28. And I'm ready to do some climbing. I don't know what to expect in terms of altitude, except that it's going to be very difficult for a Texan to handle all these high altitudes. They say that once you reach 9,000 feet above sea level, it's going to be very difficult. The air starts getting thinner, everything starts getting tougher. And on this particular ride today, 9,000 feet above sea level is the first rest stop, if that gives you any indication of how tough this is going to be today. Okay. I just made it 18 miles to Glen Cove. This is the first gate. You had to make it in 3.5 hours. I made it in 3 hours, so I had 30 minutes to spare. The last 4 miles of this were slugging away at 4 miles an hour, about 60 RPMs, and my heart rate pushing 160. I had planned on keeping my heart rate below 150 for the entire day. That simply didn't happen. After about mile 2, it was up near 160 almost the whole time. Oddly enough, it didn't get any higher at higher elevations when I just simply couldn't go as fast. My heart rate didn't really get any higher. My speed just went down. Efficiencies just went down. Very difficult climb. The last 4 miles, and I have another 6 or 7 to go just like it, all the way to the summit if I can make it. But it is a steep grade, lots of switchbacks. Thank goodness for that granny gear, because without it I wouldn't be here. Anyway, I'll get back with you when I'm at the summit if I make it. Thanks. Okay, I got about another 3 miles to go. It is starting to look kind of threatening in terms of the weather, and that could be a limiting factor for the ride, but I see the end in sight. 3 more miles. I've been averaging about 4 miles an hour. My cadence is about 60 RPMs, but my heart rate is in the low 150s, so I'm not going to go any faster. My goal is to finish at this point. I'm going to turn the camera around and let you see what's going on. Well, I made it to the summit. That is the hardest thing I've ever done on a bike. That was difficult. It was a lot of 3.5, 4 mile an hour slogging, just trying to hang in there. The wind, thank goodness, was not an issue today. Not yet, anyway. We did get a few drops of rain, but no rain showers to speak of. I'm going to catch my breath and get down this mountain as quick as I can.